What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Aficionados. It's your boy Ethan. It's your boy Imran. Today we're going to be talking about NBA drafts and the Euros. And we're gonna start with the Euros because group stages are done. It's gonna be the knockout rounds now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was like this has to be one of the best group stages that I think we've had like in a while. Like in the last few Euro Cups, like it's been pretty clear there's been a lot of like three match winners, but this time only Spain, they're the only team to come out of their group with three wins. And I just think that has to be the most exciting one, especially I think it's Group E. All four teams had 4 points and Ukraine got eliminated. They're the first 4 point team ever to finish last in the group.
Yeah, Group
So
E.
that's honestly, I think that honestly that group really describes how this Euros has been because we've had some big
How did
moments, right?
yeah.
Portugal lost to Georgia yesterday,
Ah,
which was crazy. I know they didn't play everyone, and Leao didn't get to play the match because he had the two yellows from the two matches prior, but they still had a lot of really good players playing, and their bench, honestly, should be good enough to compete with that team. And Georgia really let them have it. So that's a huge defining moment. Italy coming back to draw against Croatia was a
oh,
massive.
what a goal.
What a goal! Perfect. Like it had to be a perfect goal. But what was Croatia doing on defense? Like they needed to park the bus and they didn't. They were still playing offense. They were getting too aggressive and they got beat up for it. And now they're out. Um, sorry, Austria won their group, which was unbelievable. Like
Ralph
that's
Ragnick's done a great job with that team.
he has, and it's huge. And so I'm gonna actually we're just gonna go straight into this. We're gonna go through kind of biggest winners and biggest losers in certain categories.
Hmm.
And the first one we can start with is who do you think the biggest winner or winners of the group stage were team wise? So you had to pick nation.
Uh,
What were the
so I'll
sort of
start
the
with
biggest winners?
Group A. Start with Group A. I think Germany has been one of the best teams.
Yep.
I think so far. I think their last game they drew with Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland, they had
Yeah.
a draw, but that put Switzerland through.
Switzerland surprised me too. Like, I forgot Xhaka was on that team. I don't know how I could
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah, he's like I think he's the captain.
Yeah, but Shaqiri scored a great goal too against I think it was Scotland. But
Yeah.
Scotland kind of underwhelming. They finished last in the group. They need
Yeah,
to
honestly,
win
they didn't have the team structure, I don't think, to really
for
do
sure.
anything.
But
Um,
Germany and Switzerland definitely surprised me. I didn't think Germany would be this good, but damn,
yeah.
they're good. I mean, it's nice to see them after their golden generation, like 10 years ago, 15 years
Yeah, but
ago.
they're well managed now. They've got sort of a new young core.
Yeah, Wirtz, Musiala,
Those are
you
the two
know,
big ones, right? Especially.
Germany's played great. In
Yeah.
Group B, Spain, only an undefeated team, three
Yeah,
wins, no
massive,
losses, no
massive.
draws, 9 points, 5 goal difference. Spain
Crazy.
plays great football.
Well, right now, if you really want to think about it, they're in the driver's seat for this tournament, right?
Mhm.
The only undefeated team. They've kind of handled everyone that they've played. So, I mean, if there's anyone that you're gonna sort of bet on, it would be
Yeah.
Spain in this moment, form
No,
wise.
don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. But Italy played good too.
Yeah.
Man, it's sad to see Croatia.
Yeah.
Modric missed that pen, and then he scored like maybe 30 seconds
I
after.
think it was like a minute later. Like he
Yeah,
played like a captain in those
yeah, and
couple
then you
minutes,
saw
really.
his reaction. He got subbed off, and then
Yeah.
Italy scores that screamer. I forgot
Yeah.
who it was by, but he starts with a Z, and he's their left winger. But
What a goal.
Calafiori, such a player. He drove.
Yeah.
He's a defenseman. He went up all the way to like the third attacking phase of the other team with the assist. It's beautiful. That was a beautiful goal. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Really, really
It
good.
was Zaccagni.
Yeah.
That was nasty. Oh my God. People
He
said
needed
it.
a perfect shot, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what he did. It's
I think that was his
exactly.
first shot the whole like Euros or the whole game.
Yeah, maybe, but that was
Yeah. People said it was like Del Piero's goal. Like gave them
yeah.
those vibes.
Then if we go on
Group C,
to Group
England, man.
C,
England.
England, Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia. I gotta say, England. They're really, even though it's so funny, right? They won the group on 5 points, but it didn't feel like a group win. Like it really didn't. Like they really scraped through with only one victory. Like they really like no one else in the group had a win. That's why they got through like that.
I
So
know England are so lucky that they got in this group because if they were in any other group, they probably lose.
yeah,
And
the way that this form was, honestly, it was a mess. And I
Southgate,
mean the drama with Denmark and Slovenia about Denmark finishes second because of the yellow card that Slovenia got, I think, in the last match. So
that's how
there
it
was
works.
no, but because they were tied on everything,
Yeah, goal difference, everything,
everything
points.
they were tied. So then the next category they went to was yellow cards, and I think Slovenia had one more than they did.
That's stupid. Honestly, Slovenia and Denmark should just have their separate team or set their separate game and just see
Yeah, they
whoever wins.
should play a match for it. That's honestly, in my opinion, and I was talking with someone else about it, was that all the third place teams, like to get into the final four spots for those who
Yeah,
didn't qualify top two, they should have a little mini tournament to see of the third place teams who gets to go through.
I know. I don't know why
They-
they wouldn't because you get money. You're bringing in
Yeah,
more money.
yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, that group, that's the teams coming out of that's gonna be pretty interesting because no one's convincing in that group at all. But
Denmark's okay,
listen,
but
England has every opportunity they have all the talent in the world to tune it up now. They
mm,
can. Because in the last 20 minutes of their last match, when they put Palmer and Mainu on
and
on
Anthony
the pitch,
Gordon too.
and Anthony Gordon, it was like a perfect combination up front.
Mm,
So Southgate will have had to have seen that. And hopefully he's thinking, I'm not saying he needs to start Palmer. I don't think that's the right choice, but he needs to think about getting Palmer involved earlier, not subbing him on with 20 minutes left. He needs to sub him on maybe in the 65th minute if they're not winning. Right?
mm.
Get a guy on there who's going to create some offense. Anthony Gordon is already a really talented forward, and he's looking to prove himself.
Fast.
You need
Yeah.
to get the guys out there who want to prove themselves. Gordon is extremely talented, and Manu wanted his debut, like a proper debut, I mean. So he should have been out there earlier. And
Mm.
he honestly, maybe you should even think about starting him because he had a really good match. I think he's worth starting. Um, Palmer, no. I think that it's better to have him on later. I think Saka definitely still deserves to start. And they need to get Foden going in some form. And they need to get Bellingham. I don't know. He wasn't playing well. He's not completing any of his
Same.
passes.
I feel like the
Not
whole
really
team
creating any
isn't playing well.
chances.
I need all the starters, all the main guys,
Yeah, they
except for
don't.
maybe what's his name, Guehi.
Yeah,
I swear I'm butchering that.
it's Gahey, I think.
Gehi, sorry.
Gahey.
Gehi and Stones, I feel like they've been only good. Pickford too. Mainu's
The
been
the
good.
defense has been not bad. Kyle
Yeah,
Walker's been showing up as well.
it's okay, but I saw Foden. I think he missed the last game due to a family issue, and then now he's coming back.
Uh,
But is he going to be fit? Like, I don't know if he's going to be fit, and if you're going
let's
to play
see.
him. People are saying, Ian Wright, he's England. You know Ian Wright,
Yep.
Arsenal player. Yeah,
Yep.
he said put Saka at left back
I
and
saw
Cole
that.
Palmer right wing. Okay, like I don't.
It's wild
Saka
to, I
hasn't
mean,
played left back in how many
ever.
years? Four
He's never,
years.
I
No,
don't,
no, he's like long time ago
maybe
with
a long time
Arsenal.
ago, but not like in top flight football. So
Yeah,
for him to be moved to left back or left wing back, some sort of hybrid, like it's it's such a drastic choice. Like they're already managing this weird thing of playing Trent in midfield, which
yeah,
is already an experiment in itself.
terrible, terrible.
And then now they want to, this guy is saying, Ian Wright, he's saying, oh, you know what? Let's also put Saka at left back. It's like, ah, I don't agree with it right now. I would say in a match, if something's not going right and he's like not creating anything or just feels wrong, and you want to put Palmer on but leave Saka on, maybe then you try it. Maybe let Southgate experiment with it. And if it doesn't work, then you just sub Saka off. Like
Hmm.
just wait a little while. Like that's not something that you start the match with. They're definitely like Southgate's not going to do that. So it's a weird thing to recommend because it's close to 0% chance that it happens, I think. Uh,
Yeah, but if
because
you're gonna try
most likely what will
anything,
happen is that they'll just not play Foden.
yeah,
I think that's way more
I think
likely.
that's the right call. Don't play him. He hasn't been good. You're playing him out of position. He likes drifting inside.
Yeah,
They want people to hug the left sideline. That's how they play. And if you had a Rashford, that'd be perfect. But you didn't call him up.
didn't
That's
call
why
him.
you have Anthony Gordon. You have Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon can do that.
Yeah.
And then you're playing. I don't understand why he didn't take a single left back. He took Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw is not fit. So why did you even pick him? I
Honestly, I
think,
also think that Grealish not making the team was
yeah,
stupid
Grealish too.
because I know that this year, like statistically, it wasn't really his best. But the
But
last
he
time
was
that he
good.
played for a country,
Yeah.
like his job is to create chances. He's really good with his footwork. He's really good at drawing fouls. That's what his job is at Manchester City. So why would he not be on the squad? Like that would be so valuable right now because that's not what Foden does. That's not what
Mhm.
Saka does. If you could get Grealish and put him on the left side like you did before, and you have a guy who now is able to keep the ball in the offensive zone and make chances, I
Mhm.
think that would be a no-brainer. But he didn't call him up because his excuse was that he's a hard guy to keep on the bench because of all the criticism and all the media. That's not a good enough reason. He still wants to be with the team. So that cannot be the choice.
Honestly, the manager's an idiot. Like, did you see what he said about Calvin Phillips? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we're missing
we're
someone. We
missing
don't have that
him.
Calvin Phillips replacement. Oh my God, you're an idiot. Okay, you
Yeah.
have Mainu on the bench. You have who's that other guy?
Well, they've got Declan Rice out there
No, 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 the other guy,
on the bench.
Wharton. Apparently, he's good.
Who?
Andy Wharton, I think.
I'm sorry, I don't. I have no idea who that
Okay,
is.
well, they have all these people sitting on the bench. They're not going to do anything. I don't know why Palmer's not starting, but he
He
got
needs to
20
get more
last
time.
game.
I fully agree with that, especially after the last
Kane has
game.
played terrible, but it's not
Yeah,
like he played the full 90 minutes. You
I
have
think
Tony,
honestly,
you have Watkins on the
it's
bench.
gonna sound bad. I think that I think that Watkins should start. I
Yeah,
think
Watkins or
Watkins should
Tony
start. The
because
guy, he
Kane
has
likes
so
dropping
much
back.
space, and he's taking some really good chances. Kane, the problem is Kane's not quick. He's not getting open, and he's
Yeah, like
depending on
he's a
like
box
the
striker.
ball being there for him. He just has to be in the right place at the right time. And if you're not creating the chance, then it's not gonna. It's not like the Bundesliga this year where the defense was kind of loose with him. This is completely different now, and it's starting to look like he isn't ready to be with. Like he looks like someone that should be subbed on now. Like he is
Yeah,
like the dependable striker who maybe it's a tie game or maybe they're losing by a goal. They need a guy who, if he gets the ball in the right spot, he's going to put it away 99 out of 100 times. That's when you put him on the field. He's a last 30th, like last 30 minutes kind of guy. So the fact that he is on the field right now, I disagree that he should be starting. I think that right now, the way that they're playing, Southgate should be looking at experimenting with this whole entire squad. And all the positives should be that Gordon played well, um, Manu played well, and
Palmer.
Palmer played well, and Watkins has been playing well when he gets time. The problem is
And
he's
yeah,
not getting time.
exactly.
So they need to figure it out. I would say the defense is okay. I don't think he
Mhm.
has to mess around with the defense. The goaltending's fine. The midfield is okay. It's nothing special. They're not creating any chances, but they're not really letting anything get like, stupidly by them. Like you're not gonna bench Bellingham. The guy's in form. You're not gonna bench Rice. He's in form. And all you think about is that maybe Mainu should be in there. So they
For
have to
sure.
think about that.
Like, why are you starting Gallagher?
Yeah, that was a weird one. Then they subbed him off like
Yeah, they subbed off for Manu, but like, and
really
then
early.
did you see they put Bellingham a left wing?
Yeah, because
Why?
he's trying new stuff, right? Like that's the thing. He's trying
Well,
new stuff.
buddy, you had all training camp and all the friendlies to try new stuff.
Yeah,
Kane likes dropping back. He likes receiving the ball. He can pass. He has moose like think about that Bayern team. You got Musiala, you got Coman, you got Sane, you got all these midfielders helping him. And then he's not doing anything if he's not getting the ball, He can't create chances
yeah.
on his own. That's why you need a
They've got
you
to run like a
need
false nine or
yeah, you
something.
need Watkins. And then I don't know why this guy doesn't play a back three. Like
Yeah,
England used to play back three or like back five, but I don't know why. Like you don't have the backs for it. But Walker,
I
Stones,
wonder if it's because no Maguire.
and yeah, even Maguire. Like he's gonna regret playing not bringing Maguire.
Maguire
It's not
always
gonna do
plays
anything.
better for country, right? He
I
always
know.
so
And Maguire had a comeback season this season. He played
yeah.
pretty
He
good.
didn't get the same criticism he's had in the years past. Like
He
he
had a
honestly
solid
he's
year. He
dependable.
saved us a few times,
But
but
yeah,
I don't
we'll
understand.
we'll get
He's
off
too
of England.
stubborn.
This is too much. This is too much England talk. I think
Yeah, sorry.
you're gonna get sick from how angry you are.
I'm already
But
sick.
we'll move on to Group D. This was Austria, France, Netherlands, and Poland. And the last day of matches for this group was really interesting because at one point, Austria and Poland were winning, and that was crazy. Poland did not end up winning that match, but Lewandowski, he made it interesting. I don't know if you saw that match, the way that he took the penalty shot. It was such a
Oh,
weird.
didn't he do a stutter step or something?
He did a weird run up where he was running up, stopped, ran up again, stopped, and then he took like this super slow shot with his right foot. And the first time, because of it, the goalie already moved off the line. So Lewandowski had his goal saved, but because the goalie moved off the line, the goal had
Yeah,
to
retaken.
shot to be retaken. And Lewandowski did the exact same thing again. The goalie did the exact same problem, but Lewandowski scored, so it counted.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
crazy. So they were messing with France a little bit, but they didn't win that match. I think it ended in a draw.
yeah,
But Austria, Netherlands, Austria is, oh my God, dude. They have Ragnick said that they believe they could beat anybody. And right
I'm
now,
not surprised.
they had a really good match against France in game one. They got a little bit unlucky, they just didn't win, but they look good. This team now, getting into this tournament, I think that they could beat France, right? Like they look really, really good. I would not
Mhm.
be surprised to see them go super, super far in the tournament. This is like a huge kind of they want to call it a Cinderella story, but it might not even be one because Ragnick has been saying this since the start of the tournament. So they are the biggest winners out of
Mhm.
any team right now in this tournament. There isn't really too
And
much to say about this group other
is
than
is the
France.
Netherlands out or
No,
no?
Netherlands, they were still on 4 points, so they get through, but they have a lot to think about, a lot to worry about. Virgil van Dijk publicly said that, they're not playing well, and he's
I
definitely
mean, how
not.
does it work? Is it not top two?
It's top two from every single group, and then there's four third place teams who get through.
So it's the highest points with goal difference?
Yeah, well, if you have 4 points, you probably were going to get through anyways because only like one or two third place teams had 4 points, and then the rest of them are based on
Oh,
points
oh,
and
I
then goal
see. So
difference.
that means
Yeah.
slow. Oh, okay. So that means
So the
Netherlands
teams
gets in,
that got
Slovakia,
through,
Georgia.
yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go over this afterwards. But basically, that group, not as expected, not as expected. Austria, they did a really good job. Mbappe hasn't really put his stamp on this tournament yet. I know he
I mean, he
missed
got a
one match.
goal, but like, we'll see how the injury affects him.
Yeah, we'll see. Great players are supposed to do great things
France,
no matter what.
underwhelming.
So
Underwhelming.
so far underwhelming, but I feel like they're holding back a little bit. I feel like they're not showing their true colors yet. So we'll
Mhm.
see. I think that next few matches will be
Because they have
exciting.
a squad. They're like England, but obviously they're not performing as bad as England. At
Yeah,
least they're, scoring,
yeah. And then
not
the
scoring.
next one was Group E. This was the most exciting group: Romania, Belgium, Slovakia, Ukraine. And when I say exciting, I mean points wise exciting.
Mhm.
The matches were not exciting really in any fashion. Romania, Belgium, Slovakia, Ukraine, all on 4 points. Ukraine is the unlucky loser in this group. First time ever that a team with 4 points finished last in the group. That is tough for them. It's too bad. Especially because like all four of these teams had a win, right? They
Mhm.
all won a match, and so like I
They
don't know.
all had one win, one draw, one loss.
It's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy.
Romania, though, no one expected that either.
No, but it's
A lot
because
of
of
dark
goal
horses this
difference, right?
tournament. A lot of upsets.
Yeah, and Belgium has not played to any kind of level that you would put for them. Like whatever bar you had, even if it was a low one, they have
Mhm.
definitely fallen far below it. Lukaku has this guy needs to change something because he keeps on having goals disallowed.
I
He
think it's three disallowed goals,
he
right?
needs to stay on side. Like he is just jumping it. Like he needs to stay on side. Like at this point, stop pushing it. Stop staying right on the line because you keep on losing.
Hmm.
Just stay behind the defender. You are strong enough to outmuscle them. Just stay behind the defender, wait for the ball, and then make your move. He knows this. This guy is a pro. He was a $113 million transfer to Chelsea a few years ago. Like he knows what he's doing. He needs to.
He's been with the big clubs. He scored goals.
He's
He
been
knows what
everywhere and he's done amazing things, especially
he's
for
doing.
he's 130 goals for Belgium. So this is not a mistake he can be making for a guy who's one of the most experienced on this team.
130 goals.
130 for country, yeah.
I didn't know that. Pretty
He's the
sure.
highest Belgium goal scorer ever.
I keep forgetting he's old. I keep thinking he's like 20.
Yeah, he's older, but
God, he's like
like
what,
but he
33,
technically
32 now?
he's a Belgian legend for soccer, right? If you really want to think about it,
Yeah, they
like
got to win though. Like I think
yeah,
they're missing Hazard to be honest.
they
Belgium
miss
has a decent player.
Hazard. De Bruyne has not shown up. This guy,
Yeah. Is
he's been
Courtois even healthy?
uh,
Courtois is even playing. I don't even know if he's even
I think
playing.
he's been playing. Let's see here. Goalies. No, he hasn't been playing. You're right.
So he isn't. He's
Tendrils.
still he's still rehabbing then. I guess
Yeah,
his
or
AC.
yeah, or he just didn't get called up. But
No, I feel like they'd have to call him up.
Yeah, they probably would. But
They
yeah, I
play the
think this was
Champions
a
League
this is an
final.
interesting group for sure.
Mhm.
Um, we'll see what happens with Belgium. I feel like they're kind of in the
No,
dumps right
they're
now.
gonna lose. They're not.
And then we move to the final
Nothing.
group. This was the group that, because we had Portugal to win, this is the one that I was watching like the closest.
Mhm.
Portugal, Turkey, Georgia, and Czechia. My goodness. Turkey or Turkey, however you're supposed to say it
Turkey,
now.
Turkey.
Um, what a job that they've done. Arda Güler has been phenomenal. The guy looks really
Probably
good,
goal of the tournament.
especially that first goal was beautiful. So they're ones to watch because they haven't really shown any kind of weakness in this
Mhm.
tournament. Portugal, on the other hand, even though they've got two wins, for their standard, it looks really, really weak. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
look right. Ronaldo, he's making chances, but you would have thought he would have had a goal by now. Like he's not doing enough.
I think. I mean, he's had an assist, but I think it's definitely coming. The goal's coming.
I think
And
it's
the
coming
goal's
too. I'm
slow.
just so surprised that the way the play is, there doesn't for a team that did so well in the qualifiers and is ranked like top five in FIFA rankings or top six. How are they not playing better together? They look like they have no chemistry at all. It just looks like a mess, especially with Leao. Like, first of all, he's diving like crazy.
No,
He's
Leal's
got,
has had a bad. He's inconsistent right now.
well, also, he got a yellow in the first match for diving. He got a
Mhm.
yellow in the second match for diving, and he didn't get to play the third match. They need him out there, and they lost. So I don't know what's going on with this team, but right now they do not look like tournament winners.
Yeah, Portugal have been pretty underwhelming. I don't know. They gotta sort it out. I think I have faith they'll sort it out, but they need to do it soon
They do need
because
to do it soon because
you should not
well,
be losing to
also,
Georgia 2-0.
well, now let's get to that. Georgia, what a win, right? What they needed that. They
That
had to,
saved them, right?
that saved them. Plus the two goals was huge.
Oh yeah, the goal difference.
Had they scored one more goal, actually no, they were on 4 points. So they would, no matter what third was the most, because they're on zero goal differential, they get through. So that's huge for them, especially for a nation that's ranked the lowest
Yeah.
of all the teams here. Like, they are technically they're the worst team here, and they're not. They didn't play like it. They've been competitive in every single match that they've been in. Um, the first match where they lost was kind of just a tough loss, but the next two have been really, really good. So overall, this Euros has been unreal. Um, Another thing I was gonna say is, of all the teams that are in the group stage, who would you say are kind of the biggest like losers coming out of it? Like, who do you think, like right now with where we're at, who were kind of the biggest losers
Um, I'd say probably wait, in the group stages or the knockout
in the
stages?
group stages? Who are the biggest losers? Like, who are the ones that either underachieved or just got, totally smoked?
I think England. I think we all
Yeah,
know England has been terrible.
England's definitely one of them.
I'd say France has been underwhelming. Netherlands
Yeah.
underwhelming.
I would say
England. I already went
I
over
would say
England.
Croatia, having
Croatia.
that because that loss, had they won, because think about it, they bottled two wins.
Yeah.
They were leading against Albania after they scored two goals in like a minute or two to go up 2-1, and then they blew that lead in Albania, a draw, and then they were up against Italy 1-0,
And then
and
one.
in the very last minute, literally the next minute after the goal, the ref blew the whistle. So in the last minute, they allowed a goal for Italy, a perfect goal, but nonetheless a goal.
I mean,
And
I already
now,
knew. I already called Croatia wouldn't be doing anything.
yeah, but they
It's just
should
unlucky.
have. So they, in my opinion, they are the biggest losers of the group
They have
stage.
the potential to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Then I
Uh.
would say, who do you think was manager wise? Who do you think is the biggest winner?
Ralph Ragnick.
Ragnick, right?
If
Yeah,
you
I
put
think.
him on the England team, they win every game. If you put Southgate on the Austria team, they negative point differential, minus 20 goals.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. The way this
I
guy
would
plays is
I
amazing.
would also argue that two more would be Nagelsmann, because after getting fired by Bayern and then getting the opportunity to go with the German team, he needed this Germany team to play well, and he
Yeah.
selected well. And getting Tony Cruz to play this tournament was really big. And so far, it's meshing really, really good. So
Mhm.
I would say he is one, and then last one I would say is Luis de la Fuente for
Yeah, I was just about to say that for Spain. They played
three wins.
flawless.
The only team in the I don't care what group they're in, they're the only team in the tournament with 3 wins. That is huge. That confidence boost is insane for the players. It's insane for the coaches.
Mhm.
Insane for the fans too. That is massive. Going to the next match, who they're going to be playing, the other team, the other opponent is going to think, well, they haven't lost yet. We have. So it's mentally, it's massive. And I think you already said it. Who do you think the biggest losing manager is? I think we know.
Southgate,
Mr. Southgate. I don't honestly, I don't
Northgate,
even have.
Southgate, Westgate, Eastgate. This guy is.
I don't even have another name down here. I
You know
also
what's
have
bad? You
Southgate.
know what's bad when other people from other nations are calling your manager bad. That's how you know. It's not just your fans. I've seen German fans, French fans. They'll all say, "Oh, please give us England." Oh, I'm so happy he's not our manager.
Yeah,
And this
it's
guy, this guy was linked to my club. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I never want to hear from this
all
guy.
right. Well, we'll get right to the next thing then is um of all the
Knockout.
players in the tournament,
Oh,
who do
players.
you
Yeah.
think is the biggest winner?
Biggest winner.
Like
I think
who do you think has
Musiala.
kind of overachieved or
Musiala.
just succeeded in what they're doing? Musiala, you think?
Manu's playing good when he's given minutes. Palmer's played good when he gets minutes. For Spain, Yamal has been good. Nico
Oh, that's
Williams,
right.
so good.
Yamal has been good. I would also say Huller for
Yeah,
Turkey.
Hulera's been
I
good.
think I think both of the German youngsters, Musiala and Wirtz, are definitely winners right
Mhm.
now because they're the spotlight is just on them. So having this as the home tournament's even better for them. Huller is amazing, and then I'm actually going to say one Gakpo. He
Yeah,
has two
Gakpo played good
goals.
for for Netherlands.
He's looking good. Of all the players, he's looking kind of the best on the team right now.
Hmm.
Um, so good for him for sure. Um, then I would say, who are your biggest losing players?
I just want to add, like,
Yeah.
Fermin Lopez has played great as well.
Hmm.
And Rodri
Yeah, that's right. Rodri's been like
and
he's
Stones.
a
Stones has played
steady.
good too.
Yeah.
Stones.
So now
Uh,
biggest losing player. Who do you think's kind of been
Kane,
underperforming?
Kane and Bellingham have not played good. Foden, honestly, half the England team.
Yeah,
No,
the whole entire England
I'm
squad,
sensing you know,
a
a
trend.
pattern.
Yeah,
Kane,
anyone with
Bellingham,
England. I would also say I think we already spoke about it before. Lukaku,
yeah,
definitely
Lukaku,
the guy should be on 3 goals, and instead he's the VAR is hurting him, but at the same time he's hurting
KDB.
himself, right? Yep, KDB as well. I would say hasn't, and I'm still gonna stick with this Ronaldo, even though he's looked okay. Him not having a goal by his standard isn't good enough. So he's got an assist, but I think,
For
he,
his standard, he hasn't played good.
yeah. So now
I'd
quickly get
say,
into the knockouts if you want to move
yeah.
into that now, and we'll go over each matchup. So the first one we'll look at from the
But I
top.
just want to say, this bracket is so messed up.
It
You
is.
can clearly see half of it is so like, no,
Well,
whatever.
if
It's
you look at it
happening every
right,
year.
on the top half, you have, if you want to say like top teams, Italy, England, Netherlands, and Austria and Turkey all on one side. And
I
on
just
the
say
other
the
one,
big ones. Yeah.
you've got Germany, Spain, France, Belgium, and Portugal on the other.
That side is messed. That side
That
is
side is
can't
crazy
cuss.
that only
That side
one
is
of those
crazy.
teams is or two of those teams are getting to the semifinal. So let's go through this. Switzerland, Italy is I guess the first matchup. What are you thinking about
I
that?
think don't underestimate Switzerland.
Oh
I
yeah.
can see them beating Italy, but I think Italy will win because talent.
So you and I are different. I've got Switzerland
Okay,
with
okay,
this one.
okay.
So I'm gonna note this stuff down
Yeah,
right.
note write this stuff down. Write this stuff
So
down.
Ethan's got Italy. I've got Switzerland. I think Switzerland's been really, really good. They
They're gonna
were
be good. That's why I'm not
they
surprised
like
they beat Italy.
I
Hey,
think Italy
write
is
that down. Write that down.
write what down?
Like that I said, don't be surprised if Switzerland beats Italy. Don't be surprised, but I think Italy will still win. But it'll be close though. It's not gonna be like 5-0 or nothing. I think it'll be like maybe like 2-1. Because Donnarumma has played great. Great too.
He has played great, but the team hasn't. So they've got work to do. Next matchup, England, Slovakia. Who you got?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if England loses. But I think off pure talent alone, this team has played good for how can I cuss?
Yeah. kind of
For how
not.
shit the manager is, this team is
Yeah,
carrying for talent. The players apparently they don't even respect him, but they
yeah,
just like each other. Like
yeah.
you don't see them playing. You don't see Saka and uh playing like this for Arteta. You don't see Foden playing like this for Pep. You know what I mean. Um,
I
I
think
think
England's
England.
gonna win, but I think it's because Southgate's gonna make changes because of pressure from up top. I don't think it's just gonna be from the fans. I'm sure whoever his bosses are also saying
Definitely.
the same things to him. They're like, this is for our standard. As a country, we expect to always be at the top. And right now we look like we're one of the bottom teams. It has to change. Otherwise, you're done.
I think
So
he's fired after this tournament, anyways. If they don't win, he's fired.
if they don't make the final, I think he's fired.
Mm,
So England, I also have to win because I
mm.
think there's going to be a lot of changes. Um, Romania, Netherlands. Who you got?
Netherlands.
I have Romania.
Okay.
Reason being is that Romania won their group and they played
I
really
think
well.
Netherlands will win
Um,
just because of talent.
well, I also think that Romania is going
That
to win
defense
because
is crazy.
Netherlands is out of form. They don't look
Mm.
good. They don't look good at all. Even when you have your captain saying that you guys look really bad, um, how does that give you any confidence? He didn't say anything good about them. He said that he
I
has
mean,
no
he's honest.
poor play.
What is he supposed to say? We're playing good.
Well, but they have no midfield. Right? Without De Jong, it looks like so messed up in the
Yeah,
middle.
honestly, if they had De Jong, I think they would be
I think that they would look a lot better, but
crazy.
they're not doing anything on command like they normally would. And for that reason, because I always think that these other countries that don't have like just a surplus of star
Yeah,
players,
they have the chemistry.
they play better together because a lot of
Yeah,
them they're playing the
there's no
same
pressure,
team.
no stardom, no
But that's the other
spotlight.
thing. They're not worried about scoring 10 goals like
Yeah,
everyone in Portugal is.
mm.
They're just worried they want to win. They don't have any expectation,
Yeah,
right? So, and there's no media pressure for Romania to
mm.
do well. So, for that reason, I think it's going to be Romania.
Mm.
Um, Austria, Turkey.
Oh, this one's close. It could go
Mhm.
either way, to be honest. I'm gonna give it to Austria though, just because of the manager.
Yeah, same. I'm also going Austria because honestly, that's a tough group that they were in. That is a tough, tough group.
Yeah, they're with
And
France and Netherlands, who were the favorites in that group.
it's a tough group, and they managed it and they won it,
Mm.
right? Poland is also no joke. Like that is like truly a group to be worried about. And
They topped it.
they topped it. And Ragnick had the confidence in his players. And it's not like they have a ton of standout players, but they have a couple. And then they have a team that just has all the chemistry in the world.
Mm.
So
Oh, you're going
I
against your
think
boy, huh?
I think it's a clear Austria
Wow,
win.
going against Arda Güler. It's crazy. That's
Yeah,
your boy.
I like him a lot, but I think honestly,
Well, clearly not enough. I like
it
him that much.
but I think in general, Turkey has outperformed what anyone thought they were gonna do. But all these guys that
Hmm.
you can't expect them to win the tournament, and you can't
Yeah,
expect them to beat teams that are in better form.
yeah.
I don't think that Turkey has the chemistry that Austria has because their games are still a little bit messy, and that's a young squad that they have. Austria's is young too, but
Mhm.
with the super experienced manager, like super experienced as in like recently he's been around everything. He's
Yeah.
an older guy. He knows what he's doing, so I trust it. Now we move to the bottom half of the draw. Germany, Denmark. This is a big one.
Germany. I think Germany will.
It's a clear one too. Yeah. I was gonna say Germany.
Germany's been playing some great
I
football.
would say though that I don't think this will apply in the next match, but I think it's gonna apply maybe in the quarterfinals or whatever's next semis is the pressure of the home fans. I know right now it's kind of an advantage, but
Hmm.
if it's a nil-nil match or they're up by only a goal and they have their fans watching because they're in Germany, that pressure is going to be kind of next level, right? It's one thing to do it in a different country, like when they were in Qatar in the World Cup, and you know that this is only a sliver of your fans that's even here. I know a lot of them are watching, but a sliver that are there. It's totally different when you have your whole entire country, like you're in your country and you're playing
Yeah.
for the
And
country.
Germany fans are crazy.
They're crazy, they love the sport, but they're also going to be critical, right?
Hmm.
So it's gonna mistakes are gonna be seen because they're gonna be looking at it with a microscope. So I think they're gonna win that match. I think afterwards it could be something interesting.
Mhm.
Next is Spain and Georgia.
Spain. Not
Also,
even close.
yeah,
Not even
I think that
close.
as well.
Spain's
And
the best team
what's his
in
name?
the
Luis de
Euros.
la Fuente also, like he even said, like Georgia, we can't like take it lightly because
Yeah,
they
you
beat
can't
Portugal.
underestimate Georgia.
They still beat a good team. And once again, another team with, I'm not going to say no expectations, but they probably are slightly surprised to be in the situation, but they believe in themselves.
Yeah,
And when you have a team that has nothing to lose and everything to gain, it's a totally different thing. Spain
no
has the
pressure.
pressure of
Nothing.
keeping the undefeated record, right?
Yeah,
They're the favorite. So I think it'll be Spain, but I think that Georgia definitely can give them a run. France and Belgium. What are you thinking there?
France.
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 All right. We're in the
They
same
have
boat.
experience. They're young. They have so much depth too.
Yep.
I think Belgium is gonna get washed. They're too old. You have no creativity. KDB plays like KDB is gonna go to Saudi. Lukaku's Lakaka. There's no Hazard. Nothing.
Yeah,
Courtois can't save you.
Belgium
You
just
guys
looks like they're, it really does look like they're done. Like
yeah.
from the past years, they had the hope of winning,
Yeah,
and it looks like
they
they
had
don't
their
even have the
golden
hope
generation. They
anymore.
missed out too.
They missed out big time. Big time they missed out. Uh, but yeah, France, Mbappe will heat up, I think. I think once the knockout, even though he's never scored a goal in the Euros. Wait, did he score in the last match?
Yeah, he's won.
Oh, okay, so that was his first goal of the Euros
Yeah.
then. Um, but I think he'll heat up. I think that team, I think defensively they're kind of shaky, but offensively they're definitely not. They've got the midfield, they've got the youngsters, they've got the forwards, and they've got Deschamps, who's such an experienced coach now for that team. He knows all of them like
Hmm.
so well. So he gets it. And they've got Conte in the middle, who is just
Oh, he's a
player of the match
machine.
after player of the match. Like this guy is awesome. Doesn't matter where he plays in the
He's
world,
everywhere.
he's still amazing. So for that reason, I think France. Um, and then the final match, Portugal, Slovenia. I think I know your answer. Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah. So that's that. We're in the same boat for the bottom half of the draw because this if this works out the way that we think it is, it's gonna be a, I guess, quarterfinal of Germany, Spain. So Germany will play Spain, France will play Portugal. That is unbelievable.
That's
That is
that's
unbelievable. That
crazy.
is can't miss football, and I'm not gonna miss it because as the famous line of Mbappe, I'll be there no matter what. I will absolutely be there. That is unreal.
Hmm.
That is crazy. And if we take the favorites from the bottom half of the draw, it'll be Italy versus England
Oh, rematch.
and
Rematch.
Netherlands versus Austria.
Netherlands, Austria. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Austria
And neither would I. I think
beat
that
Netherlands.
Austria, I think they
I
can
wouldn't
do
be
it.
surprised if Austria makes it to the semi.
Um,
How good they are.
I would say if we want to map this out right now, I think that so in the quarters it would be Austria and what did I say? Austria would play
You said
Netherlands.
Romania. I said Netherlands.
Technically, Romania would be the favorite, so we'll say Romania for now. I think Austria is going to beat them, so I think Austria would be in this.
Oh, Netherlands still
Austria,
isn't the favorite?
I don't because they didn't fin they finished third in the group.
Yeah, but you just gotta look at those players. You can't ignore those talent.
If we're going by okay, fine. Netherlands versus Austria, but I still no matter what I think Austria wins. I think they win the match because Netherlands
I
is
go either way.
we're gonna say Austria because they have two wins.
Okay,
Uh,
sure, sure.
Austria gets to the semi. I think it's probably some delusion here, but I think England's gonna beat Italy. Italy or Switzerland, doesn't really matter who. I think England will pull it off because if it
I
goes
don't
to
know.
penalties, I think England
Too
has
much
the
to think about. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks of Euro
and
2020.
then it would be England versus Austria for the semi, right? That's one semi.
I wouldn't
Then
be surprised if England loses that either.
Then we go on the other side. Germany versus Spain. Who do you think would win?
Oh my God.
What a matchup.
They're both two favorites. They both got young guys. Both got crazy midfields. Oh my God. I think
The thing is, I think it's classic Spain recently to be in a good position and then bottle it. I think
I think
Germany will
Spain
win.
won.
I think Germany will win.
I think Spain.
I think
I
Spain.
think Rodri is too good.
Yeah, in the midfield, he's a bit of like a
I hate City,
general
but
now.
Rodri is good.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say that Spain wins that one, and then France versus Portugal. Who wins that? That's crazy. But I think, oh, I can't believe I've changed my mind now. I think that France will beat them.
I mean, this was before we, knew how they played,
This
and
was
this was
this was
before we knew the
pre-tournament when we made
yeah,
our
and this
decisions.
was before we even knew the brackets.
Yeah, so
I think
I think that France will do it.
France. I think France. I'm sorry, Ronaldo, but
Yeah,
like
France will
prove
do
me
it.
wrong.
And then it would
It's-
be for a semifinal, France versus Spain. So France versus Spain and Austria versus England for a semi. Let's say Austria's Cinderella run ends, England
mm,
wins. England final versus who wins France Spain?
I think France wins.
So do I. So we
Okay,
could have France England in the
I don't
final.
think it's gonna happen, but if that happens, France.
Well, what we're
I think
gonna
France
do
will
here is
smoke
I'm gonna
England.
write this bracket out right now. So you think that
Okay, okay, you read your bracket. Well, I
I'm
cover
gonna
up some
while
stuff.
you consume this, and we're gonna move on to the NBA draft in a second.
I think France is just too talented. They got so much depth. They got experience. They still have those World Cup winners from 2018. You still got Griezmann. You still got Mbappe. You still got is Giroud still on the team?
Yeah, he is.
You still got Giroud, old man. You got like Chouamani. You got Kante. You got Camavinga. You have Rabiot. Oh my God, this team is stacked. You have Saliba. You have Hernandez. Oh my God, but England, I don't know. I really don't understand England. They could either go all the way or they could just lose. If
Yeah,
they lose to
they could.
Slovakia, the amount of hate, amount of they're a laughing stock, honestly. Southgate will be fired so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So this guy's like he has to go all out. This is, if he doesn't produce, he's gonna get fired.
I think it's really, really close. The problem is that they made the
Oh,
final.
the first game's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. No, no, no. It's tomorrow the 29th.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it's
my
not.
time, my time, my time.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're. It's midnight over there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Switzerland, Italy, and Germany and Denmark.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bet Italy. Actually, no, I'm not gonna bet. I'm gonna bet Germany. I'm gonna put my money on Germany.
pay money on Germany. That's a good call. I think that's a good
I think
call.
that's safe. And then I'm gonna bet the house on Spain.
But that-
Bet the house and bet like $150.
All right. I think that that's kind of going to be our close on Euros.
Yeah.
We'll move to big stories yesterday and today. NBA draft, big deal. We'll we'll do the first round first, and then we'll get to the real news, which is the second round. Um, but I guess to start here, Atlanta taking I don't know how you pronounce it, Rissachar? Say it? Rissachar?
Ricochet.
Rissachet?
Madame Barbu would be disappointing you, buddy.
Why is he from France?
Yeah.
He's from France? Okay, I didn't know that.
You didn't know the top two were France.
No, I thought SAR is Australia.
No, sorry, he played in Australia. He's from France.
Whoa, that's
You didn't know
last
it?
3 years, the top three picks, French. Wow. That's crazy. Wemby, Rissachet, SAR. That's
Then
wild.
you had Frank Ntilikina, you had Killian Hayes.
Yeah. Well, not
But
killing.
yeah, back-to-back French first round picks.
Um, and what position does Rissachet play?
Ricochet is a 6'9" forward. So he's a
Not
very
a center.
versatile wing. He can shoot on the move, competitive, versatility defensively. He's played at like something about European ball players, they just have more experience. Look at Luca.
Well, I mean, they play with grown men over there.
I know, and they're
Like
like they
guys who are
learn
like
fundamentals.
33
Yeah.
who are just trying to make some kind of career because they get paid.
Yeah, and they learn fundamentals too. They're not just scorers, because I feel like over here, they're very like scoring like minded. Like over there, that's why so many
It's
Europeans,
about like technique over there, I
yeah,
think.
it's like team playing everything. It's not just like
Well, because the
oh, I
coaches
feel
there, because like the games really matter there. So
yeah.
like you play poorly, like money matters, winning matters. So like a lot of those guys, like this is all they have. So you play bad, the coaches there are cutthroat. They will change it in a flash.
Yeah, they don't play favorites over there either.
Exactly. So if you're a good player, there's a really good chance that you actually are. Um,
Well, let
I
me go
guess I
over
want
it.
to think though. Do you think this is a good pick, or should they have taken Sar?
Apparently Sarr didn't want to play there.
There's some rumor that his agent was saying that like they refused to do the private workout or whatever,
Yeah,
if and for Atlanta, and then the agent like just
yeah. But
didn't want him to go
I
there. But
understand. I understand why they took him. I feel like he has a lot of potential. I feel like they're banking on that. And they
mhm.
needed a wing too. He's a 6'9" wing. He's a big guy. He's probably still growing. Pause.
Okay.
Um, and they didn't need Alex Sarr because Alex Sarr is a power forward center. They have Onyeka Okongwu. They have Clint Capella. Capella's probably getting traded, but Ricochet, only thing he's not very strong. He's very lanky.
Wouldn't you
Oh,
think though that the combination of Sar and Trey Young, assuming Trey Young stays, would have been like a pretty good one?
I think so, but I think they just didn't want that risk because, like, why would they want to take a player that doesn't want to play there? It's not like Kawhi where they have him for a
Yeah,
year.
but then maybe they could have done, something crazy. Like maybe they
Oh,
could have
like a
drafted
draft,
him,
like a trade, draft and trade.
drafted him, and then now you have an asset, right?
Mm,
Because here's the thing because I remember seeing some stuff saying that players should actually get more say in where they go. It's like then don't enter the draft.
hmm.
Don't enter. Like I get like just tell every single team that you don't want
Yeah,
to play for them, and then just you might as well just go and pick if you're gonna do that.
yeah,
Otherwise, the point of the draft is you go to a team that needs you, right?
hmm,
And if Atlanta did want to take him and he didn't want to go there, it's like, well, they have the first pick and they're in that position and they want to take the best player. And maybe probably Sar is that in the moment. I just don't think I actually disagree. I think that the player shouldn't get if you're entering the draft, you don't get a
hmm,
say.
yeah,
You're choosing to be drafted anyways. That's what a draft is. You're
yeah,
getting picked. You're not supposed to have some kind of say in it, right?
mm,
What Atlanta should be doing then is they should draft him. They should if they find out that he doesn't want to play for them, okay, try and make a move. Obviously it'd be worth less. So then maybe you think maybe they should have just traded the first overall pick. Maybe they should have just moved it. I'm
but
sure
I
they
think they're
would have
rebuilding.
wanted
They're
Sar.
definitely trading Trey or DeJounte. Honestly, I
DeJounte
think
is
they
what
should
it
trade
sounds like
both.
right now.
I
Do you
think
think
that
trade
they should
both?
trade both because they're not in a win now mode. I mean, Trey's still
Well,
young. He's
they should
25.
trade to Spurs.
I saw that, but we'll get into their stuff later.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think
Those are
it
the
was
top two.
a good pick. They needed a wing.
Yeah. Then number three, Rockets took Shepard. What are you thinking about that one?
You skipping number two?
Well, we just talked about Sarr. I mean, oh, okay. Well, I mean, he's in Washington. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, they needed honestly they need everyone.
They need everyone. I would say though that he didn't want to go to Atlanta. Why did he want to go to Washington? Like, what would be the difference? Like, what he wants to play in a different city.
Honestly,
He
I have
wants
no
more
idea.
minutes. He'll probably get the same amount of minutes there that he would get here.
Maybe it was the coaching. Maybe it was like the
Maybe.
city. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
there's more stuff to do in Atlanta than
there probably is. So it's a bit of a weird one. But I mean, huge win for Washington. They got to be happy
yeah.
with that.
Rim protector, switch defender. He can handle the ball a little bit, jump
Yeah.
shooter, but he needs to be consistent with that more.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have like a role with Jordan Poole, but he's definitely going to be a big part of the rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope that both of those top two picks work out. Like, I hope that Atlanta didn't get, screwed and then Ricochet
Oh,
doesn't turn into
yeah.
anything.
I mean,
Um,
apparently Sar and his camp prefer the Wizards rebuild because it was uncluttered and
um,
a good developmental landing spot.
yeah, I don't know if I agree with
I mean,
that.
we'll see about that too. But number
Um,
three, Reed
Number
Shepherd.
three, Rockets took Shepard. What are you thinking?
It's a good pick. They need shooters.
Need shooter.
6'2" from Kentucky.
Love my Kentucky guys.
Yeah, I think he's the first Kentucky player to go this high since Cat. So that's like 8, 9
Big
years.
deal. Big deal.
Kentucky guys are usually really good.
It's a
So
rejuvenated program, so they're
yeah,
they're starting to get back into it. But
6'2", 182. He's more of a shooter, but he's an undersized like guard. So hopefully he can pick that up. Doesn't
well,
have
the
like
the weird thing is that they've got two of those now because they've got Van Vliet there as well, and now
Yeah.
they've got Shepard. So it's how is he defensively, would you say, if you know?
He averaged like 2.5 steals, but I know steals aren't everything. But
Yeah.
mostly he's just a 3-point specialist because he shot 52.5%. I don't think people understand how insane that is.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you're making half your shots,
Yeah,
so
no matter what, if it's contested or not, there's a 52% chance of it going in. That's crazy.
that is crazy.
And he
Okay.
has a high vert. I think he hit a 42-inch vert. So
Mhm.
this white boy can jump, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
But he
yeah.
doesn't have a wingspan, so limits him as a defender and finishing in traffic. But
Mhm.
I think it's a good pick. But it's interesting how they're going to use this because they have Jalen Green, they have Cam Whitmore, they have Eamon Thompson, no, Azar, Asar Thompson, they have Van Vliet. They're very undersized guards, so I think they should have gone with a wing here. But I guess they're banking on Shepard's like upside. So maybe when Van Vliet's contract ends, Shepard will, fill out that role.
Mhm.
Because he's a small guy, 6'2".
Yeah.
And Jalen
Yes.
Green is what, 6'5", 6'4"?
Six. I thought 6'5", but
Yeah, 6'5", but still that's undersized for a wing.
undersized. Well,
That's
especially because the way the league is trending right
yeah.
now, they're moving into taller
My
player
favorite pick, though,
positions.
number 4.
Yeah,
Favorite,
Castle to um what's called Spurs. This is a big move
great pick.
because they didn't have anyone really at the 1 or 2, and now this guy kind of slot. I mean, all right. One thing I'll say is that this draft is considered to be a weak draft, but so these guys might need a little bit more development, but this is the right pick for them, I think, rebuilding wise, um,
Hmm.
because they need someone else to go along with Wemby. We'll
Yeah.
see what kind of free agent signings they make to try and
Hmm.
add to this, because maybe they should be looking at getting a veteran guard like Chris Paul or Reggie Jackson who just got traded,
Yeah,
or
to the Hornets.
someone else just to have ahead of him that he can work with, but he doesn't
I
have the
don't think
pressure
the
of the
Spurs will
number
get
one.
Chris Paul though. He wants to win a
I
ring.
don't think so. I mean, someone like that, right?
Yeah,
Someone
a
kind
mentor.
of exactly, but also
Wait,
someone that
wait,
takes
wait.
the
They
pressure off.
have one. They have one. They probably have Tony Parker. Ginobili will help him out.
No, no, but I just mean like playing wise on the
Oh
court.
yeah,
He's not going to start every single game is what I mean. Like have someone in front of him for year one who
yeah,
takes most of the pressure, who's someone who's handled it for years, and he's a veteran, and you can kind of figure it out. Which we'll discuss what free agent moves teams should be
yeah,
making next week when we talk about this.
yeah.
But
I'll make
I
a
also
list.
agree with you. This is a really good move. This was exactly what the
Good pick.
Spurs
Yeah.
needed. They got to draft for need, and they got to draft for a high level player. Works out.
I mean, he's 6'6". He's
Yeah,
from UConn, off a championship. Dan Hurley, good coach.
yeah.
Probably Popovich probably talked to him and said, "Yeah, this guy's good."
Love Dan
Draft
Hurley. Love Dan
six
Hurley.
six. He's two-way. He
Yep,
can't really shoot. He shot just 27%, but I think if anyone's going to develop him well, it's the
it'll be
Spurs.
pop. It'll be
Yeah.
pop.
I mean, if you remember, Kawhi couldn't shoot for shit, but then now Kawhi turned into what, 40% 3-point shooter, 39 above average.
Well, that's also why you want a veteran to be ahead of him. That
Yeah.
way, he can take the pressure off to start figuring out his shot, working on it quite
Hmm.
more, and it'll work itself out, I think. And
It's a
then
great pick though.
yeah, and then number 5 Pistons take Holland the second.
This is also a very good pick. I like it.
Yeah,
Physical, aggressive, versatile wing, but the only bad thing is he can't shoot. And then you cannot have in basketball nowadays, you can't have more than 4 guys that can't shoot. Oh, more than one guy that can't shoot. Because
yeah,
think about their lineup. They have Cade, Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland,
hmm
Amin Thompson, and Jalen Duren. 3 of those guys cannot shoot.
yeah,
Holland, Thompson, and Duren.
yeah.
But he's athletic, 6'7". I don't know if you heard him talk. He sounds like a grown ass man.
Most
But
of these guys do.
this guy's athletic. I think he's gonna pair great with Cade. But the only thing is he just needs to shoot. He just needs to work on a shot. He has
Yeah.
that League Ignite experience, in the
hmm
G League. Um, I didn't know he ruptured his tendon in his right thumb. I think he'll be okay, but
He'll be
he's
fine.
young.
Yeah.
He's 19 or he's 18. He actually might be 18, but I
He'll be
think
19 probably by beginning of the season.
he's the best player available, I think.
It's a good play. Now I think out of the top 5, let's move into kind of more notable picks. We won't go through every single pick,
I mean, you
but
want to just do the top 10?
oh sure, we can do the top 10 if you want to.
Or
Next
top,
one,
we'll do top 13. I like the
Top
top
13.
13.
All right. So what do you think about the number 6 pick with the
Number
Hornets?
6, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know nothing about this guy,
I was gonna say I don't know anything either, so I was hoping you got something. But
but he is a power
this is
forward.
down to a scouting job and drafting for kind of
Need,
drafting for need a little bit.
but still
Uh,
a little bit of like upside, you know?
yeah, this was more of I think a preference pick
Mhm.
because the guy who went right after him, what's his name? Klingon from UConn as well.
Yeah,
He's like 7'3" or 7'2",
yeah,
and he was really really good for UConn this year.
yeah.
So like he was going toe to toe with Zach Edey this year, and he's a really good player. I thought he was actually going to go in the top five.
You just
I
get
don't
number
know.
6.
I What are we going to say about him?
Okay,
Yeah. How do I
TJ
say it? How do I say
Tajon,
it?
Mr. I can't even pronounce Salon. I can't even pronounce the guy.
I don't know the last
Okay,
name either.
6'9", power forward out of France. They needed a power forward because I think who's their center? Mark Williams. Mark Williams has played great with LaMelo,
Yep.
and now you have Brandon Miller, LaMelo when he's healthy, Mark Williams, and TJ Saloon. I'll just call him that. I don't care. But
Say TJ.
oh, he's 18 from France, so you're hoping he has that experience.
Yeah.
He's only 18, a great long-term upside. Um, he's a shot maker and he's good defensively. But the only thing is he needs ball handling, inconsistent with his processing speed. Okay, you're just calling this guy slow at this point. God, he's only 18. Relax.
Yeah.
These guys are mean. But yeah, it was a good pick for the Hornets.
Yeah.
They
Uh,
got what they needed, power
in
forward.
top six, honestly, you're
Yeah.
drafting just for value, I
Yeah.
think, at that point. And that's why Portland at 7 taking Klingon. This
Oh
is a
yeah, I know their lineup now. Yeah. It's gonna be LaMelo. What's his name? Brandon Miller.
Connor Miller.
This guy, Tijan, um, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams. That's a solid, kind of young team to build around. But
Yep.
yeah, we'll move on to pick number 7, your guy, Donovan Clingan.
Klingon,
What
I
are your
love this guy. I think, dude, I think he's going to be really good. What'll be better for them is if Scoot Henderson kind of turns into the player that they hope
Yeah, this
he
guy, I
could be.
think he'll be definitely better this year.
I think that he himself put too much pressure to play better, and it just killed him. So,
Hmm.
um, I think now with Klingon coming in, and he might be good enough to start. In my opinion, he's like the fourth best player in this draft. So for him to be number 7, I think is a bit of a drop. It's a steal for Portland, but it's a good pick. So much size. Like the guy's 7'3". Like this is a guy you're gonna have competing with Wemby now, right? Like this is gonna be a rim protector. This is the guy who's always gonna be in the paint. Um, Shooting wise, I'm not sure how great he is, but
Hmm.
um, these tall guys are starting to sort of work on the shot, and Portland's going to give him a ton of playing time, I think. So there's going to be a lot of room for development, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, this move by Portland definitely signals that they're done with DeAndre Ayton. I'm happy they're done
Yeah,
with this
yeah,
guy. He's not good. He's inconsistent. Anyone can look good on a bad team. I've been saying that for so many like months and whatever.
yeah.
But he's a winner. He's two-time winner at UConn, back-to-back championships. Dan Hurley guy. So he's like he has that winning mentality.
As the winning mentality.
Best rim protector in the draft class. Everyone is unanimous. Overall ranked third. He's a big boy, 7'2", 282. So he's definitely not lanky. He's built. 7'7" wingspan. He needs to evolve as a scorer. That's the only downside. He's a
Hmm.
little slow, but like you're gonna be slow if you're that big. He struggles to make free throws. That can all be worked on. Your offensive game can be worked on. I think defensively, he's miles the best rim by miles, the best rim protector. So
Yeah,
they're probably gonna trade DeAndre Ayton, and Robert Williams is kind of like injury prone. But
he's
yeah,
very
I
much
think
injury
great
prone.
pick. Great pick by Portland.
Now we move on to,
First trade.
I think, yeah, the first trade of the draft, which was the Spurs trading away the eighth pick to the Timberwolves,
Hmm.
and they traded it away for a 2031 first round pick.
I think it was a 12-year-old
That's what
middle
all the
schooler.
jokes are right now. That Pop's been scouting the 12-year-olds right now to see, and they're
It
like,
sounds
it
sounds
sounds
fun.
bad,
Sounds
but
bad.
I don't get the logic. Like
Hmm.
that is so long down the road. This guy could probably help you now, right? It's like how come in that many years you think that you're going to get a guy who's going to help you more, and you're banking on the Timberwolves being worse at that time? I just I don't get it. I think that the T-Wolves got a good player in Dillingham.
Yeah.
This is a good move for a guy who is he moves like butter, man. Like this is he's
Yeah,
so
he's like
good with the ball.
smooth.
His ball
He's
handling
like
is
Kyrie
next
vibes,
level.
no?
This is the thing though. This is the kind of comparison he's going to get. It's going to be the Kyrie comparisons. He's going to become one of the best ball handlers in the NBA for
Mm,
sure. And then it's just about the kind of minutes he gets with the Timberwolves, especially as they traded up to get him. So they wanted him,
mm.
which means that they have a plan for him and they're definitely going to have him play a bunch. And him and Anthony Edwards and Cat and Rudy Gobert and whoever else is on that team,
Jaden McDaniels.
this is a huge, huge addition for
I
them.
think, yeah.
It's even bigger because they're a successful team that just got better.
Yeah.
Right? They just
And then
added
they
a
made it
guy
to the
who
Western
is
Western
going to be
Conference
almost, yeah,
finals, no?
yeah. They went to the rest, they lost to Dallas.
Dallas.
So this is a huge move for them.
Honestly, I kind of wish the Spurs kept him. I don't know why they, traded him, but man, I think this would have been the Raptors pick if they didn't trade.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, that makes me pissed. Now I'm thinking about that. Oh my God. Could have had this guy. Whatever. We have quickly, but honestly, it's kind of like quickly. He's the best scorer in the draft.
Hmm.
I watched some videos of this guy. This guy's nasty. He averaged
Oh no.
15 points in 23 minutes as a six man at Kentucky. So, this guy can heat up. He's like a scorer. It's gonna be fun with him and Ant. And the Timberwolves definitely took him because Conley's getting up there in age. His contract's running out,
Yeah,
and they're
they're
gonna
looking for a
slot
replacement.
Dillingham. Yeah, and Rob Dillingham can be that six man. He is the only like knock on him is he is you know slim guy. He's 6'1", 164 pounds. We're both heavier than this guy.
Yeah.
You this guy
But there's a common
he's
theme
just a
with guys who
scorer.
come to the NBA thin and they
Yeah,
beef up. So
yeah.
that's going to
This
be
guy's
one thing
definitely gonna
they'll work
bulk.
on with
Like
him.
gonna
Um,
bulk up.
yeah, but it's a good pick. Next nine are Canada's
Oh,
own Zach
that's our
Edey,
boy.
the Grizzlies. Went higher than I thought he was going to go. I'm not going to lie.
Me
I
too.
thought he was going to be out
Yeah.
of the top 15. Um, but he goes number nine. It it kind of makes some sense because the thing is they've got Valanciunas there right now, right? And they've got Steven Adams, right?
I think Steven Adams on the Pelicans now.
Okay,
But
well they've
might
got
be no, Steven
Valanciunas.
Adams is on the Rockets, I think.
Okay, so they've got Valanciunas. I get it because Memphis is now in their sort of youth movement and having
Mm.
Jaren Jackson and John Morant being in as
Desmond
good a
Bane.
form as they are,
Yeah.
they now, yeah, and that's right, Desmond Bane as well.
We got Gigi
They,
Jackson.
they want their young center as well.
Mhm.
And Edie, I mean, defensively, the guy's great. And in the
Mhm.
paint, he's great. So it'll just be about mid-range and threes. He probably won't really be a factor, but he's also really slow, right? He doesn't
Yeah.
really have any
That's like
speed
one
to
of
him.
his knocks.
He's super, super heavy. So in a way, the positive is that he's really strong, but the negative is that all that size is really slowing him down. Um, so he probably will kind of, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to work on quickness with him. I don't know what kind of footwork they'll have to work on,
Yeah.
but they're going to have to speed him up because Memphis is a fast-paced team. All those guys are really, really quick. So he's going to have to be able to start keeping up with them. But this is a even though it's a really weird spot to get picked for him, it seems really high.
Hmm.
This is, I think, the right team when it comes to opportunity for him to do well and like do something with
Hmm.
the position.
I think it's a good pick. My friend actually went to school with this guy because he's Canadian, if you didn't know, from Scarborough or Toronto, somewhere around there. But yeah, they needed this guy. Oh my God. Sorry. Yeah, they needed this guy. Uh 7'11". He's a big boy. He's almost 300 pounds. My God.
He's not seven
Scared
foot.
to guard this guy.
He's not
Uh
7'11".
I think it's a good pick because they can put Jaren Jackson at the four now. They put this guy at the five. Him and John Moran pick and roll. That's gonna be fun. Be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's gonna be good.
I think this guy's gonna lay some people out. Imagine running into this guy and setting a screen. You like get a concussion or some shit, you know?
It's gonna be
That's a
crazy.
good pick, you know? But the question is it a reach? I don't know. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, is it a reach?" Like he was
I
available to
think
be
it is
traded
a
on.
reach, but at the same time, once again, this is a team that's good that underperformed this year, but they are a good team. Um, and so they just decided, let's just go get our guy. Let's not risk trading back. And I
Yeah,
feel like the NBA, like forever, teams just kind of take whoever they want. They
yeah,
don't really worry about value and position.
yeah.
They just go and take the guy that they want. So I don't think that this is a big deal because in a couple picks we're going to get to another guy who maybe is a reach, maybe he's not. But this is a
But they
I
needed
like
the
the pick
center.
because of the situation,
Yeah,
but I do agree that maybe top 10 is high.
but they needed a center. They got their center.
So it works out.
I ain't
Uh,
gonna lie, I don't know anything about number 10,
Cody
Cody Williams.
Williams.
You want
So
that one first?
this is the brother of who's the Williams on OKC?
Jalen Williams?
Jalen Williams. This is the
J
brother of
Dub.
him, but two completely different play styles, right? Jalen Williams plays
Oh yeah,
kind
they do
of,
look alike. The
huh?
same nose. They got the same nose and the same hair.
They
Anyways,
look
yeah,
they
keep
look very
talking about it.
similar, but Cody Williams, I don't think he has the same size, and I think that
He's 6'7". He's not as
yeah,
bulky though.
yeah, but he uses his frame a little bit more. He can't really create chances like how Jalen Williams does. So it's a good pick for Utah because they're getting a guy who one has someone who's already in the NBA, so it's not like he's technically not brand new, but pressure wise it'll be different. But Utah is kind of a good spot for a young player to go because
They're
the
rebuilding.
market there isn't crazy.
Yeah,
So there's not the same kind of pressure. Once again, they kind of need everything too, right? Utah kind
yeah,
of needs everything. So they pretty much they got as close as you could to going for best player available, I think. Um,
yeah.
it's questionable. There's a couple of other, but once again, this is merely
Mm,
just a pick for a
yeah.
guy that they probably liked in the interviews. They like that he's got a brother in the NBA, so he understands
Upside.
the game a little bit. He
Yeah.
understands the work ethic.
Mm.
So I think it's a good pick.
Um, well, they're definitely drafting him on upside because he has the length. He's 6'7". He's a rangy perimeter player.
Yep.
But he has a bunch of weaknesses. He's not very strong, not a good
Mhm.
shooter, not very consistent.
Yeah.
But he was hampered with injuries too. But he had a good start
Hmm.
with Colorado. But I think they're definitely drafting him for upside purposes because it might take him a season or two to develop, but
Yep.
he has the potential to become a good player, I think.
Hmm.
And the Jazz, yeah, like you said, it's a good spot. No media pressure. It's the Jazz.
Exactly.
You know, he's playing. They needed a guard or forward. They have Walker Kessler already. They have Larry Markkinen, who might leave. Probably
Yeah.
they'll get a haul for him. They have Keontae George, Colin Sexton. So they needed a wing, like a taller wing. He's 6'7". He's probably still growing too. So no, I think it's a good pick. You know, and then we'll
Yeah.
go
And
number
if you
11.
want to talk about pressure,
Yeah,
next pick for Chicago, they took Buzelis.
Matas Buzelis.
Yeah. I'll let you go with that one. What you think?
This guy's interesting. This guy has a lot of upside too. This guy's a big wing. He's 6'9", 197. He's from the G League Ignite too, so he has that experience playing with older men.
Hmm.
That's not wrong.
Older
Okay,
man.
but
He has the experience with guys who
yeah,
are actually
yeah.
I don't know how to say that in a different way, but
He's thin and he has 6'10" wingspan. When you're 6'9" and you only have a 6'10" wingspan, it's not a good
yeah.
look. And especially he's lanky, but he's developing. He still has a streaky jumper, can be inefficient, but he has the rim protecting instincts too. He has bounce, explosive, versatile on both floors. But the Bulls they need something, after like you saw Kobe White had a great season.
Yeah.
You saw, DeRozan, he's going towards the end of his career. He might leave.
Yeah.
Levine's gonna leave. Vucevic might leave. They traded Caruso, so now they finally like, oh, we might have a rebuild. And they have Giddy too. So now you have Kobe White, you have DeRozan, Buzelis, Vucevic,
Levine.
Levine. Oh, Levine will get traded, and Giddy.
The thing
I
is
think
that
it's
they're
a good pick.
struggling to trade Levine right now. They can't find a trade.
Yeah, because nobody wants that contract, and this guy like was injured the whole
The
year.
problem is that it's the injury proneness. He has so much upside, but he's just we'll get into this in the free agency episode as well. But
He was projected
overall,
top five.
yeah. Yeah. So it's a good pick. And I
Mm.
mean, but
Well,
like we were saying before, the pressure in Chicago is different, right? This state and this team is accustomed to, I shouldn't say state. This city is accustomed to winning, right? And the winning players, right?
yeah.
All the years of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson head coach, and they left that era and got into the Jimmy Butler era, and then that
Like
era.
throughout the D Rose era,
That's right, D Rose era as well. That was a
like
short-lived
Boozer,
one,
Dang, Hibbs,
and
Noah.
then now they're getting into. They thought that they were entering the DeRozan Levine era, and it
Mm,
seems like it never really worked out. So
mm,
now they're looking for kind of the next big thing, right?
mm.
I think they're good at developing young players, but I think what this team is missing is they need to move DeRozan, in my opinion. I think it's just
Definitely. I,
let
I
him
mean,
go. Find a
he's
way to get
still
rid of
good too.
Levine. He's still good, so you'll get some value for him. Find a way to move Levine, even if you've got to give up less than what you want. Find a way to get rid of it,
Mhm.
and either go sign a star. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying this should happen. I'm just saying comparable. A guy like Paul George, who's about to, you know,
I think they should.
be around. I'm saying that they need a guy like that to join a team that has everything else, right? They've got
Yeah.
the sharpshooter in Kobe White. He's really good from the 3-point line. They're going to get this kid. We're going to see what he does. Maybe they're going to trade Vucevic, maybe they're not, but they're going to find a way to replace him at center. Then they
Mm,
need someone else, someone who's going to be like, the quarterback of the team. They need to find someone who's going to run it. I'm not saying Paul George, I'm just saying a player like Paul George who's going to be available at some point. They need to find a way to, I'm not saying that's going to be this year. I'm saying in the future, they need to, or they just have to either they'll play poorly and they'll draft high, or they got to trade up and draft someone who they think is going to be the future star. Because right now they're in this weird sort of situation where they're not playing well
yeah.
and they don't look like they have any direction at all. So
Yeah.
they need to restart, I think. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I think the Bulls, they should just rebuild because you can see how much value they lost for Caruso. They didn't get any picks.
Yeah.
This guy's a 3-and-D player. He's all NBA 2 time. And you could should have traded him earlier this year. I think people were offering 2 first-round picks, and now you just get Giddy. Giddy's cool and all, but you could have had some picks. You could have had more if you
Yeah.
traded him earlier. And that's what the Bulls are. They're afraid. They're doing what the Raptors were afraid to do, or like all these other teams, like the Magic a few years ago. They blew up their core. They traded their stars. And ultimately, the Bulls have been very mediocre, very mid. They're like the Hawks,
Yeah.
10 seed, 9 seed, 8 seed. Cool. We're happy to be here in the playoffs. And then we just get bounced in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think they just need to rebuild and trade their stars because it's already too late. They're losing so much value. But move on to pick 12.
Yeah. So I think that
What's
this will
your
be the
effort?
last pick in this order that we'll highlight. I think 12 is.
I want to go one more.
We go one more? Okay.
Devin Carter. I want to
Um,
do Devin Carter.
Nikola
Awesome.
Topic,
Yeah.
number 12.
Nikola Topic.
Okay, see, the reason why this one is a big deal is because I don't know, where would you have him projected going if he wasn't hurt?
I mean,
Let's say
wasn't hurt. I heard he was going top 10 if he wasn't hurt.
so that's what I was hearing.
He had
I
an
was
ACL
hearing that
injury.
he could have been a potential top five pick,
Yeah, even
but he
I think it
slips
was like
because of this. And OKC, I like the move because they're not in a position where they need someone right now that's
yeah,
like a young player.
yeah,
So even though he's got the torn ACL, I think it's a torn ACL.
yeah.
Um, he's going to be out for the year, but this is going to give him a chance now to just get accustomed to the environment. He
I
should be
know.
at all the games. He should be at every single practice. He should be working with all the coaches as much as possible. And he should just be getting used to the surroundings, getting used to everybody. Because when he is healthy for not next season, but the season after, and he's ready to go, him and Chet and Shea and whoever else
J-Dub,
be on this offense
Dort,
is going to be
Caruso.
scary. It's going to be so good. So having him, this is kind of like a Chet situation. He missed the whole entire first
Exactly.
season.
Set out a year.
Exactly. This
They're
is
not in a rush.
yeah.
They made the Western Conference semifinals without like any expectation. So I think it's a great pick. He's the
Yeah.
best pick and roll shot creator in the draft. He's only 18 years old.
Well,
And
and this won't stop them from signing anyone because they're not worried about someone taking his spot because he won't be ready.
yeah.
So they can still do whatever they wanted to do in free
Mm,
agency. And hopefully add some experience to that
Yeah.
team because this team is worthy of a championship in the next 3 to 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, this guy gives like Josh Giddey vibes, like play style wise, not
yeah,
not that other
yeah,
stuff.
not the
He's
other
a
kind
he's
of
a
Josh.
he's a good passer. 6'6" point guard. That's
Mhm.
literally what Giddey was. But the only thing is the injury. I think it's a great pick. Sit out a year, get feel for it, and the experience, whatever. Get accustomed to the draft, get your body ready, get nice and healthy, and then come in the season after.
Yeah.
Uh,
All
so the
right.
last thing we'll do in the
Now,
order,
yeah, now Sacramento. This is your guy. So let's hear it.
Devin Carter. He's a defensive menace, apparently, and he's tenacious guard. He averaged 19, basically 20 points and 9 rebounds a game.
Hmm.
As a point guard, that's pretty crazy. He's only 6'2", averaging almost 9 rebounds as a
Yeah.
point.
For and
Yeah,
6'2" now is considered kind of undersized as well.
yeah.
So he's doing a good
This
job.
guy hustle though, but the only thing is his ball handling, shot creation. But that stuff can
And I'm
come.
guessing that this is why they traded Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay Davion Mitchell because they didn't want to go over the tax. I
Yeah.
think the Raptors made a great pick, sending Jaden McDaniels or
No,
Jalen, one of them, whatever.
Jalen McDaniels.
Jalen, yeah,
Yeah.
Jalen McDaniels is hot garbage. I'm so happy you traded him. This guy made some.
Yeah.
This guy hurt my brain, but yeah, it's a great pick by Sacramento. You get the six man, back up De'Aaron Fox. Maybe even if that happens, start both of them, maybe. But they're both undersized. But
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, he's not the best defender. He's fast, quick, get your steals, but Carter will like harass you. It was a good,
Yeah.
great pick. Um, then move on to
So
pick
we'll move
six,
on to
under
yeah, pick
16.
16, McCain, Jared
Jared
McCain.
McCain.
I gotta say, I thought he was gonna go higher than 16. I thought he was gonna be closer to 12. I thought he was gonna be. Um,
And
the
I had him.
76
I
kind
had
of
him
yeah.
around here, like
You
mid
did?
grade. He was overall
Okay.
ranked 15th. They got him at 16. He's
I
a great
thought because of
shooter.
his run with Duke in March Madness, sometimes it really elevates a
Yeah,
player.
yeah,
So I thought I was gonna do it. I like the spot in
yeah.
Philly. Um, I don't know really how much playtime he's gonna get this year.
I
Um,
think he might be six man because they only have 3 people or now 4 people signed on the roster. Because the Sixers
maybe
have
so.
60 million cap, and then maybe they'll use it on Paul George and the rest on to fill out the roster spots on some wings.
Yeah.
But McCain, great shooter.
I
You
like I
can
like the
have enough
pick because
shooters on
it,
your
it
team.
only improves Philly. I
Yeah,
think this was a guy who was more talked about coming through.
yeah,
Not just because of the stuff off the court, but also just on the court. He's a good player and also playing for a school that's really highly regarded. So it's a good pick. Um, Now 17. This one's talked about a lot too.
it's a great pick.
Connect.
Maybe the steal of the draft.
For the Lakers. This is a guy that LeBron talked about earlier in the year that he really really liked. And now the Lakers come and get him. And this, I also agree that this is one of the picks of the draft. The guy's he's really efficient, really good with the ball. And I think he's gonna get quite a bit of time with the Lakers because they have no idea what their lineup looks like right now. Like they have
Mhm.
openings besides LeBron and AD, they have openings all around. So I think that I like this pick. I really do.
Yeah, it's a great pick. I
One of their
think.
first hits in a little while.
Yeah, he's a great scorer. He can do everything. He can shoot. He can finish. He can draw fouls. The only bad thing is not a rebounder or defender, but you don't need to be that when you have AD on your team. But obviously, Evolve is that. And the reason why he fell this far, I heard, is because he's older.
Yeah,
But
he's
he's
one of the older
23.
players, but for that's actually perfect for the
Yeah,
Lakers because
because
they
they
need
want to
a
win
guy
now. They
who.
need a guy with experience. And then you saw Reddick was already drawing plays up for this guy because he's a sharpshooter. He's
Yeah, I heard about
the
that. Yeah.
scorer. This guy's nasty. He put up 40 and 37 against Kentucky and Purdue. These aren't small schools, they're big schools.
Yeah.
It's consistent offensively. I think it's a great pick. People forget that Cam Johnson was 22 when he got drafted with the Suns.
Yeah.
They made the finals run with the Phoenix.
Well, also, I'm really excited to see, like in general, what Reddick does with young players because I honestly I think of all of the strengths he's going to have, I think developing younger guys is going to be one of his strong points. Because I remember when he was with Philly and they had Markel Fultz and he was struggling and then he got hurt. He was working on his shot, trying to change it, and Reddick was defending him like crazy. And I think that that's a really good quality in a coach, especially a guy of his caliber who played for so many years in the NBA. He's
Yeah.
got so much experience. He's got a ton of pedigree. Obviously not a champion, but um,
Mhm.
just a really, really good player, especially shooting wise. So now to get a player like
Yeah.
this and to already hear that he's like the moment that you hear that the coach has already been drawing up plays, you know that he was excited to get this guy, right?
Mhm.
They probably thought that, oh, other teams are really not seeing his value, and they knew that they were going to get him at 17. And so it's getting a lot of hype, and I really, really hope it works out because I think it's a good move.
Yeah. And I think people forget that like people say, "Oh, Reddick's just a player, whatever." Like just because you're a player doesn't mean you're going to translate to a good coach. Like I saw the interview. People forget that JJ Redick has played for some good coaches. He's played for Coach K, arguably one of the best coaches of all time, like
Yep.
ever. He's played for Jeff Van Gundy as well. Or is it
Yep.
Steve? It was Stan Van Gundy,
Dan Van Gundy.
and they reached the finals against the Lakers. I think it
Hmm.
was in 09. Yeah,
Yep.
brought them to the NBA Finals. Yeah, he played with Doc Rivers, but like still, look at all these coaches. He's getting like good things from
All
all of
these
them.
coaches, but also think about all these players he's played with, right?
Yeah, too.
DeAndre
Yeah,
Jordan, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's the big one. Dwight Howard. He's and players he played against LeBron. He's played against
Well,
Kobe
he's
as
played
well.
against everybody in the league right
Yeah,
now. If you think about it, like he has such a recent experience being against these players that
yeah,
he'll have a different kind of understanding of them. So
yeah.
I love it, right? Because
I
also
mean,
when
he
he
only
was with
retired
Philly,
like what, 3 years ago, 2 years
3 years
ago.
ago, and when he was with Philly, I think that Jimmy Butler was there at that time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons was there at that time too. And you want to talk about Markel Fultz, who was the first overall pick at that time, so he saw that kind of impact.
yeah.
So he's been around these kinds of players. He's played with them, he's
Hmm.
excelled with them, and he's played against LeBron, he's played against AD. I don't know if he's played against Luca that much, but he has experience against these guys.
Hmm.
So I think it's a perfect situation for a rookie. The Lakers, it's a high pressure place, but the pressure is still Bronny getting drafted today was takes all the pressure off of him. So
Yeah,
I think that right now this is kind of the perfect storm for him and this team.
yeah. Now we'll get to
Is
pick
there anyone
19.
else? Is there anyone else in the first round that you want to talk about?
Raptors pick 19.
Raptors pick 19. Okay.
Jacoby Walter, 6'4" out of Baylor.
Mhm.
I thought he was taller. Oh, with shoes, he's like 6'5", 6'6". But yeah, he's a 3-and-D guy. Um, the Raptors love the 3-and-D guys, you know.
Yep.
Um, he's dynamic shot making, but he's like a project, He's not
Seems like
gonna
the Raptors are kind of in
start.
their project stage right now. Like
Yeah. They realized build around Scotty Barnes, which is why they gave him the extension.
yeah.
But I think he's 6'10" wingspan. You can't ask for more. He's lengthy, he's
Yeah.
gonna defend, 6'4". Um, I think he's gonna be a great fit. He's a nice value pick. You didn't reach for him. He was
Yep.
projected 14. You
Once
got him
once
at
you get out of the top 15, it really
yeah,
does just become, unless someone drops who should have
yeah.
been in the top 15, it just becomes about selecting who
Mhm.
you like. And the Raptors have never shied away from that. Like when they took Scotty Barnes at 4 over Jalen Suggs, everyone was like, what are they doing? And right now that pick is looking really, really good. So they're doing what they want. I believe in the scouting team over there. I think that the Raptors have done some really good job growing talents over the years. Notable ones being DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, Siakam, Boucher,
Van Vliet,
Leet. So I mean they know
Jakob.
what they're doing. So yeah, Pirtle as well. So they know what they're doing. So I definitely believe in the
Move
situation.
on to pick 29. You want to talk about Isaiah Collier?
Okay, yeah. In Utah, what are you thinking about
Yeah,
him?
the Jazz picked him. He was projected ranked 23. This guy, I think, was before college. He was the first pick,
Hmm.
first overall pick, top five for sure.
Yeah.
He's a big, strong guard, knows how to score, great in the open court, bully defenders. This guy's a 6'3", 205. That's not a small guy.
Hmm.
But struggles with turnovers, could fix his shooting a little bit, and he's a little turnover prone.
Yep.
But he's putting the Jazz again, no pressure.
It's a
He'll
once
probably be
again
starting
perfect
behind,
situation.
probably
And he's
six
definitely
man.
going to get some playing time. He's
Yeah,
definitely
it's gonna
going
be
to.
six man. The Jazz are young. It's
Yeah.
gonna be behind Sexton and Keontae George. I think it's a good pick by the Jazz. Great value. They didn't reach or anything.
Yeah, I like it. And I think now, all right, we'll talk about one more player before we move to Bronny. I think we'll kind of get into that part of the draft now. Was Philip Kowski, I think is his name.
Yeah, Kyle Philip. I heard some crazy stuff about this
So
guy. I
did
don't know.
I. That's why we're going to talk about it because this guy, I don't know where he was projected. I think
He was
upper
first
first
round.
round. but I think maybe top 20. I think Utah took him as well. And there's some rumor going around that like his girlfriend like kind of brainwashed him. And so then because of that, he left his family and his friends and just sort of integrated with her.
Yeah,
She was
sister and
dating
mom,
him. Like
or
she's
brother and
like
mom.
I think that she's 28 and he's like 20 or
No, no,
something.
she's 26.
She's 26, but she
Like
started dating him in high
yeah,
school.
she went to prom with him. Imagine you're 24 as a prom. If the roles were reversed, this guy would be in. The guy would be in
Let's
jail.
leave this. Let's
Oh,
leave
okay,
this out
okay,
of here.
sorry, sorry.
Yeah, but
He's
we
seven
know what you're
foot.
thinking. Everyone's thinking the same
Yeah,
thing. It's insane. But just I we just had to highlight that was the fact that I was wondering why he's dropping, and it was because in the interviews, people were just kind of weirded out by the fact that he couldn't answer the questions about his girlfriend and the age gap and all that.
yeah.
And instead of
People
giving
were questioning that.
they were asking him about like
That's
the age
weird.
gap. Yeah, it
Nah,
is weird that he shouldn't have dropped for that reason. But Utah, they get a good player. Like they got a first round player in the second round, so they will not be upset in that category of it. We'll see
yeah,
how it plays out because now once you get into the top league, everything comes out. Nothing can
yeah.
stay hidden, right?
Nothing's hidden. You know, you
People
get
people find
20-year-old tweets coming out.
exactly. And now we'll move to the star of the show.
I just want to say this guy's a steal.
Yeah.
He's a 7 foot who can shoot, dribble, and pass. Only thing is the defense. But you got Walker Kessler. Maybe you can help him out with that. 6'11",
Yeah, we'll
he's
see.
projected 21. But Utah probably had one of the best drafts, I'd say. Utah and Minnesota.
Yeah, these three picks, I don't know if they had another one in the second round, but these three picks were three. For now, they look really good, really steady picks. Cody Williams, was it Collier, and then
Yeah, Filipowski.
Volkowski. So, all right, last pick we're gonna talk about, star of the show, good old LeBron James Jr., Bronny James. This guy, 55th pick. Lots of weird stuff coming out that Rich Paul was telling teams not to draft him
Yeah,
because
or else he's going to
he didn't want,
Australia.
yeah. Once again, choosing where he wants to go. Now, I think he might have done that just for Bronny's image to be like,
Hmm.
oh, there's other teams that want him, but we don't want them to take him. I don't know if I believe it, right? Like he doesn't really have a college tape.
Yeah,
Like there's really nothing. So the Lakers did this to, I think, just even though they won't admit it, they did this to make LeBron happy. They did this to kind of help make this kid's dream come true. Um, and unfortunately, the amount of criticism he will receive for this is gonna, we'll see. If he can survive this criticism and he can show up at the beginning of the season and who knows, maybe he is an unbelievable player, but he has to live to this insanely high standard for a 55th pick, right? Like
mhm.
this is unfortunately he's not going to get the same kind of development time that other second round or first round picks will get. They're going to
Yeah.
treat him like he went number one. The cameras are going
Mhm.
to be on him like crazy.
Players are going to head
LeBron,
on him. I think you gotta watch out for Braun. Braun's not going to let you bully his son.
well, and this I think that this solidifies LeBron staying now. I expect him
Yeah.
to sign
No, you
an
already
extension soon.
think he has the extension, no?
Oh, the rumor is that he's going to sign a 3-year extension for like
Oh my
160 or
God,
something.
this could be what, 42, 41?
It's a
Crazy.
big deal, but the Lakers want to keep him, and obviously they do, right? And I think once you get that late into the draft, I think that at that point you're only drafting for who you like, so you can't really
Mm.
criticize the pick that much. I know that people will say that, oh, he took a spot away from someone else that should have been picked there, but it's like
Who cares?
it doesn't matter. If
If the team really
if the
wants
guy is
you, they'll
that
get you.
good, the team will just sign them
Undrafted.
undrafted, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be that kind of issue. Um, LeBron kind of forged this Bronny's way in, but listen, Bronny can make it all go away if he works with LeBron, he works with this team, and hopefully they take him in. Hopefully they don't, have this kind of negativity toward him, but hopefully if they do that and the coaches work with him, and JJ Redick will work with him because he loves
Yeah.
LeBron. Um, and they can find a way to help him succeed, then it all goes away. Then it becomes, you know what, this was a steal. This kid had first round talent, right? So people will start saying. So let's see, because I assume he's going to play in the summer league. I assume that he is going to have chances to show up. Maybe he's not going to play 25 minutes,
In
but
garbage times, maybe like 5 minutes, 10
yeah.
minutes,
And
maybe not
LeBron has to
even.
understand that too.
Yeah.
But LeBron will also hope that at some point, they're both on the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
And because listen, this is the first father-son duo in NBA history, and having them both on the floor is that's crazy. Like if you think about like from a family perspective, like that's next level. So I don't know how much better LeBron's other son is, Maximus or whatever his name is, but
Oh, Bryce. Bryce.
Bryce. I don't know how much better he is, but you never know. He might also find his way to the NBA. But otherwise, I mean, it's it's a crazy pick, but it's not one that really impacts the draft because the Lakers, it's unlikely that you're going to get someone that's going to impact you from that spot. I know it's
Yeah.
possible, but the likelihood changes, and at the end of the day, they got a really marketable athlete, if anything. So they're gonna sell a ton of tickets for game one. They're gonna sell a ton of magazines and photo shoots and whatever else, commercials. They're gonna run away with this. So at least for now, it's an okay pick.
I think it was an okay pick. I mean, he didn't reach or anything. It's
Nope.
55th pick, right?
Yeah.
Or
At,
57th?
at that point, you're drafting for who you want.
Yeah,
55.
it's like who cares, you know? You guys, I don't know why grown men are so obsessed with this kid.
Yeah.
This kid almost died and he's
Yeah, he
got
had that
drafted.
heart condition.
The hell is wrong with people, nowadays? You guys are just haters. You guys are
Well,
just
and the thing about the Lakers, they got their guy at 17. They got
yeah,
the
so
main
why does
guy
it matter?
connect. So I mean, they don't. I think that the position is fine, but yeah.
But people are like underlooking or overlooking Bronny because he is athletic as hell. He is a 40 inch, 41 inch vert,
Mhm.
basically, which is the fourth highest among the combine. He shot 19 for 25 in the 3-point
He
shooting
was
drill.
around top five
Shoot.
and everywhere in the combine, right? So,
Yeah, he's athletic. He has the genes. He's 6'1" without shoes. Wingspan is 6'7", which is comparable to Gabe Vincent or Gary Harris. And these guys are great players. These are great role players. Well, Gabe Vincent before, and Gary Harris before, but you know what I mean. And he played great at the scrimmages. He's
mhm.
you see all these comps with Drew Holiday or Miles
Yeah,
McBride,
he's
and
just got
that's
to
not a
work
bad
on
thing.
he's just got to work on being able to get himself open with the ball. He's
Yeah,
not with it, but if he does get open, he proved at least at the combine that you give him an open shot, there's a super high chance he's going to make it. So, which you can't say for every single player in the NBA. So,
yeah,
I think it's okay. I think that there is a pressure in a way, but I feel like it's not insane. I think it's just more if people are like, should he really have been taken? But
yeah.
all he has to do is drop 10, 15 points, and it's like, well, actually, you know what? He's playing better than most second rounders. So,
I know, and he went from 98 overall to not to number 54. It's a crazy jump just off the scrimmages and combine. It
yeah,
shows this guy has the potential.
yeah.
That's a 40 jump. You know,
And plus, the Suns were interested in him. So, I know everyone's saying that some of the interest is coming because they were thinking that maybe they could
once.
get LeBron,
Yeah,
but what I'm just saying is that other teams had some interest, right? So it's not like he had 0% interest. He shouldn't have been taking all that. It was like there was still a slight threat that something could happen. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up. I think that we kind of covered everything we wanted to today.
yeah. I mean, it was a good pick.
Yeah.
We'll talk about more next week.
Yeah, next week we'll move into free agency and we'll talk about signings that are happening right now. We'll look at what's going on with the draft right now because I'm sure there'll be some other stuff that's going to come out in a
Yeah,
week's time. Plus, we'll kind of go through maybe the Eastern Conference next week and who we think their signings should be, and then maybe we can look at the West as well. And obviously we'll continue to cover the Euros and look at who the biggest
yeah.
surprises
Look at our
going to be.
shitty predictions.
Yeah, we'll get through it, but.
I think we're pretty good with our predictions, unlike someone, you know. But
Anyways, yeah, I think we're gonna
yeah.
close out now.
So sports aficionados, we'll see you guys in a few days. Peace out.